What's happening, team players? My name is Vish, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to my match reaction to Arsenal versus Bayer Leverkusen in the Champions League. Last round of 16? Round last of 16? No. It finished Arsenal 2, Bayer Leverkusen 0 on aggregate over the two games. It meant it was Arsenal 3, Bayer Leverkusen 1. Let's just jump straight into it. If you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe, like the video, and let's just get into it. Wow, what a game. What a turnaround compared to the first leg. Yes, we didn't lose the first leg, but there wasn't really the urgency there in the first leg. However, here at the Emirates in the second leg, it was definitely there. It was great crowd reaction. The atmosphere was brilliant. The players looked like they were on it as well in the first half. It was looking good. It was looking very promising. The Bayer Leverkusen goalkeeper had a fantastic first half. He did so many good saves, really, really good saves. We had a lot of chances. We were creating chances. We were on it, and you could tell the players, were up for it. So it was good, and then all of a sudden, in the 38th minute, towards the end of the first half, there was just an absolute screamer from Emirates Eze. The way he turned, he controlled it with one foot. He turned and then shot with the other, and before you knew it, before the keeper could even jump to attempt the save, the ball was in the back of the net. He absolutely blasted it past the keeper from outside of the box. It was an unbelievable goal. It was a great shot. There was a chance he had before, just outside the box from a corner that came out to him. And, on the half volley, he smashed it and it came off a defender. And you could just tell he was on it, and he wanted to get one of these shots on target and in the goal. And the goal itself was just unbelievable. His reaction afterwards was just so calm. He just sort of held out the badge on his shirt and showing to the crowd, just stared at the crowd while everyone was celebrating. It was unreal. What a great goal. Definitely one of the goals of the season in the Champions League. It was a really, really good goal. So going into the first half, we had a 1-goal lead. It was then 2-1 on aggregate. So, but again, it's always nice just to get that cushion. So a second goal was definitely needed. However, in the second half, Bayer Leverkusen definitely came out to play and tried to get the equaliser, because it was mostly their possession. We were struggling. However, in the end, we got the win. We even got the second goal, and it was Declan Rice that actually got the second goal. He made a run, and it came out to him, and he just sort of passed it into the net, and it just curled round, literally just inside of the post, round the keeper. And it was a really, really nice, accurate, precise goal. But again, it was just that cushion. It was just what we needed. But like I said, Bayer Leverkusen definitely came out in the second half trying to get that equaliser. And they did. And they even David Raya made some brilliant saves. There was one in particular he made where in the 86th minute, it looked like that they were going to get a goal. However, David Raya came out with a brilliant save, fully stretched, right hand, and tipped it over the far post. And it was a brilliant, brilliant save. Once again, just proving how important he's been this season and in the last couple of seasons. So, it was really, really good. Some great mentions was Nkapie once again tonight, played brilliant. He's really, really making it difficult for Calafiori or Lewis Skelly to get into the team in that left back position. I think he had a fantastic game. Saliba had a really good game today. Ben White, he was back in the team. He had a good game, so it was quite good to see him back for a little while. And then he got replaced in the second half by Mosquera. Uh, Eberechi Eze did absolutely fantastic today. I think he played brilliant. Zubamendi, once again, just played so good today, in both a defensive position and an attacking position. He would defend, he would get the ball, he would make sure it didn't go too far or too close to David Raya. But then at the same time, when he did, he would drive forward, try to make some play happen. And yeah, a really, really good performance from Zubamendi today. Declan Rice played good. Saka played good. Trossard didn't have his best game. You could tell he struggled, although he wanted to get involved. He wanted to get and be a part of the play. But I don't know if it's just he hasn't played too much recently, so maybe that's just not sort of put him in his giving him a good performance, should I say. So, but it was nice to see him on the pitch. It was good to see him there, and he did try to create some chances, and he got the crowd going. And so, yeah, that was good to see. Victor Gyökeres had a brilliant game in my eyes. I think that's probably one of his best games in an Arsenal shirt so far. Yes, he didn't get a goal. However, his play around the box and trying to make things happen, some of the passes he made into the box, and just tried to keep the defenders away from other Arsenal players. He did so well to secure the ball, and I think he had a really, really good game. And you could tell he was disappointed to get subbed off near the end of the game, because he could probably feel that he could try and get a goal or carry on until obviously the final whistle. But yeah, I think he had a great game. So overall, it was really, really good performance from the team. Obviously, it was a great performance because we got through. We won, which means we are now into the quarterfinals of the Champions League, which means we have Sporting Lisbon to play. And my goodness, did they have a game today, because they actually brought it back. They were 3-0 down from the first leg against Bodo Glimt, and they turned it around. They won 5-0 today at home, and it even went into extra time. It was 3-3 on aggregate, and then in the extra time they scored an extra 2. So yeah, it was unbelievable performance from them today. So it's not going to be an easy game, that one. Definitely not going into the quarterfinals, but we are still in the Champions League. We are still in all 4 competitions, and of course this Sunday we have Manchester City in the final of the Carabao Cup. So I mean, fingers crossed. I'm not going to say anything. I don't want to jinx anything, but we'll see what happens this Sunday. It's going to be a big game. It's going to be a big atmosphere. Yeah, this is a real test for the boys this season. So let's see what they can pull out. So yeah, we'll take it from there. Thank you very much for watching. That was my match reaction to Arsenal versus Bayer Leverkusen in the Champions League. We have won. We are through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Let me know, of course, as always, your comments down below, or your thoughts in the comments down below, shall I say. And as I mentioned before, if you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video. You guys keep killing it with the subs, so thank you very much. Yeah, we'll see what happens on Sunday. Until then, thank you very much. And as always, we'll catch you on the next one.